Good morning. Welcome to Sport This Morning. I'm Cecilia Amogbe.
It's great to have you join us again. I'm Tayo Salah.
The UEFA Champions League returns tonight, and Bayern Munich and, of course, Leicester City will be thinking of how they can overturn their first leg deficit to win their games.
Yeah, that's Bayern Munich as well. We'll play against Real Madrid. That game against Real Madrid in Germany, the last time around wasn't too good. Just 2-1 deficit for Real Madrid for Bayern Munich to overturn. But for Leicester, they come back home to the King Power Stadium with just one goal to overhaul against Atletico Madrid. It promises to be a very exciting night in the UEFA Champions League.
And also on the program, Brighton, they are back to the English Premier League after a long time. Fans celebrating and jubilating after 34 years in the division.
Oh, what a wait. Long wait. 34 years. But congratulations to Brighton, Hove and Albion. They're back in the English top flight after such a very long time away. And Cecilia, we'll see how they will perform. Obviously, the main target will be to actually remain in the division at the first time of asking. Okay, let's go on the show now. Yeah, let's talk about basketball now. Well, this time we're talking the NBA and the Cavs. For the second straight game, they had to really dig deep to hold off the Indiana Pacers in Game 2 of the NBA playoffs. And this one ended 117, 111 in favor of the Cavs. The main man on the night was Kyrie Irving, who scored 37 points. So it's 2-0, 2-0 to the Cavs now in the NBA playoffs. And Indiana Pacers, they have it all to do now. Cecilia.
Yeah, a lot to do. We're talking about the fact that it might just be a blowout. Just sweeping the series without any win. But I'm thinking maybe they'll just win 2. But with the way Cavs struggled in this game,
they struggled.
It seems that maybe Pacers might just get 1 or 2 games of that.
Why not? Why? That's very possible. And Cecilia, the first game was just a 1-point difference. This time around, it's just a 6 points difference between the two sides. So you can see there's not.
It's close.
Yeah, it's quite close. And Game 3 returns to Indianapolis. That's on Thursday. You expect Paul George and Indiana Pacers to try and bounce back as soon as possible. Just the 2 games played early this morning. As the Pacers losing against the Cavs, 111, 117, while the other matchup was between the Memphis Grizzlies versus the San Antonio Spurs. Kawhi Leonard scoring a postseason career high of 37 points and added 11 rebounds to help the Spurs take a 2-0 lead in that particular matchup there. Cecilia, Kawhi Leonard, ever since Tim Duncan retired, the Spurs needed a new star, they needed a new leader, and this guy steps up big time.
Yeah, he has really stepped up. If you just take a look at Kawhi Leonard and what he's done this season, the minutes he played, about 40 minutes he played, points, 37. And while I think he actually had a spectacular game, he had to step up to ensure that they get something out of that game.
Definitely. It's a comfortable, very comfortable victory for the second time in a row for the Spurs against the Memphis Grizzlies. And looking at those numbers, Cecilia obviously is logging a lot of minutes because he's the main man for San Antonio. The points, 37, 9 of 14 from the field. That's very efficient. And look at the free throws, Cecilia. 19 out of 19. Kawhi Leonard went to the free throw line more than the entire Memphis Grizzlies team. And the coach of Memphis Grizzlies wasn't happy afterwards. It was like, he's getting the superstar calls. How can just one player, record all those freebies while his own team
as long as he was getting it, that's the reason.
That's exactly. And so the Memphis Grizzlies, they have it all to do in Game 3, which is on Thursday in Memphis. 3 games will be played today in the NBA playoffs, and we have the Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks will take on the Toronto Raptors. The Chicago Bulls will play the Boston Celtics, while the Utah Jazz will play the Clippers, LA Clippers at the Staples Center. And Milwaukee, Chicago, Utah all picked up road wins in Game 1. And so all these, home teams will be looking to bounce back because you don't want to go 2-0 down
at all. Especially for the big team we talk about. in the sense that we thought, okay, they were going to have the better side.
Yeah.
But then somehow it just didn't work out for them.
It didn't work out for them. So for the likes of the Chicago, for the Clippers, they will be looking to even the series later tonight. So, yeah, that's it for the NBA now. NBA playoffs is starting up. It's fast and furious, just as we know it to be. Okay, let's get on with the show now, Cecilia, and let's talk about this absolute legend for Chelsea. John Terry, the news, broke yesterday that John Terry was going to leave Chelsea at the end of the season. But for me, it hasn't come as a surprise. It hasn't come as a total shock. It hasn't been, a prominent member of Antonio Conte's team this season. He's had injury worries. He's getting on in age. He's getting on a bit now as well. So it hasn't really come to me as a surprise. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I think it's not a surprise to me. But then, well, actually, it's a surprise. It's not a surprise because last year, second year in a row, they're announcing that, look, he's leaving. I mean, last year they said he was leaving, and again, this year there was a change in it, and this year again he's leaving. So for the second time in a row, you're having Chelsea announcing that John Terry is leaving. Maybe this might just be the real leaving because both of them, confirmed that he's leaving. And if you check over the years, John Terry has spent 22 years at Chelsea, and not only that, 713 appearances, which is really huge for him. Then 66 goals he scored. Then he got about 14 major titles. So that's John Terry for you. If you look at that, there you have, his career in. He's just someone, who came to Chelsea and decided to just be Chelsea.
He's Chelsea proper, Chelsea through and through. I mean, he spent, 22 years at one single club. That's incredible. We don't get to see that these days. A lot of the times. So for John Terry, he's an absolute legend, like you said, and it'll be very interesting to see where he goes afterwards.
Because he said he will still play football.
Yeah, so it's not retiring.
He's not retiring. So I felt they would have just allowed him to see his career, see it out at Stamford Bridge. But then,
obviously, he's living for a reason. He feels he can still contribute to a team by playing. So that's why he's leaving. He's not going to get that chance at Chelsea.
Yeah, if you just take the statement he made,
surely.
after everything and all the time.
Yeah, I mean, he's come out and both Chelsea and even John Terry, they've come out to announce what exactly is going on. And according to John Terry, basically this is a statement after the announcement. After 22 years, there's so much to say and so many people to thank this great football club, from coaches, our teammates and staff to the fans who have given me so much support down the years. I can't thank you enough. There will be opportunities for me to speak further about this over the coming weeks. I will decide my future in due course, but for now, I'm totally committed to helping Chelsea achieve success this season. In terms of helping them achieve success, obviously, behind the scenes, in the dressing room, support, moral support, and all that.
And not on the field of play.
Yeah, perhaps, or unless there's an injury crisis.
Okay, he'll be called upon.
He might be called upon, and he's always ready. I mean, he's a model professional, thoroughbred. So if there's need for Terry to come into that team, he'll be ready.
He'll definitely be ready. But I felt for him because I felt this is a player who doesn't want to play in any other club. You have very few players that are one-man team, very few of them. Yeah. We had Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs at Manchester United, but how many players you really see that just stay in one club and stay there for a very long time? It's always hard. Yeah, but Chelsea, he has done it. But from all indications, so Chelsea, John Terry will want to play again before he retires.
We've heard talks about the Middle East. There's been talks about the MLS as well too. I don't know. John Terry at the stage of his career, I mean, if you want to compare a player of similar age to him, and as Zlatan, for example. Okay. Zlatan basically still having, big clubs in quotes, falling all over him. I mean, the kind of market Zlatan is commanding, for example, is being linked to LA. I mean, a lot of people feel the deal is as good as done already. I'm not sure the same thing applies to
John Terry. No, it's not the same. When you have a striker who stays in shape,
Okay. John Terry stays in shape as well.
And he's not really prone to injury. Also,
and he's still playing
he's
at the top
striker
level.
At the top
still
level.
goals.
When he's not playing, the team seems to struggle, except against Chelsea and whatever Mourinho magic he did in that one. But I think John Terry, as a defender, he can also get another club.
Yeah, but the opportunities obviously not as many out there for John Terry. So congratulations to John Terry on his
he doesn't want to
go. Best of luck to John Terry in his next career as a professional footballer.